Stop multitasking. Focus on me and nothing else for the next 3 minutes because I will be asking questions. If Mr Spock beamed down from Starship Enterprise to Richmond Hill Health Club on a Saturday afternoon, he'd see something that appeared totally illogical. The sight of yours truly walking briskly on a treadmill, going precisely nowhere. All that energy expended, no tangible result, except a few hundred calories gained in my constant war on waste, my own waste, and its tendency to increase faster than my investment portfolio ever does. Do you ever feel like you're on a treadmill, putting in loads of effort without being exactly sure why? It's amazing how easy it is to fall into a career by accident. You get a few promotions, your salary rises to respectable levels, you immediately expand your commitments to soak up the extra income, and then you wake up one day and realise you don't really enjoy what you do. But you're so far into it that you can't think of an alternative. What would your partner say if you gave up all that income? How can you make a fresh start at your time of life? All this negative self-talk will eventually have you wondering whether to climb onto the 723 to Waterloo or jump under its wheels. Travel on any commuter train and you'll see lots of people who seem locked into this treadmill. If you could cut the umbilical cord attaching them to their preferred technology and actually have a conversation with them, I wonder what they'd say. When did it all go wrong? How did it come to this? Where did all those dreams of their youth vanish to? Here's one of the most important things I've learned in accumulating all these wrinkles and this fast diminishing tuft of grey hair. You are not a tree. You have legs, not roots. As Tony Hsieh says in his book about the Zappos shoe business he sold to Amazon for $1 billion, you can always take your cards to another table. I was made redundant in the technology sector 3 times in 7 years. I thought my life was over. I took a deep breath, bought my first business, and started a new chapter in my story. It staggers me that 11 years has now passed since I did that. Now, I won't pretend there haven't been some tough times, like having to dip into my savings a couple of Christmases to pay the staff after a disastrous December, or getting rid of useless employees, or dealing with overzealous regulators who are only happy when they find something that you're doing wrong. If there's one magic bullet I can offer, it's this. The quality of your life will be determined by the quality of the questions you ask yourself. And the most important question of all is, what's my reason why? Everybody has to have a reason why you're doing what you're doing, who you're doing it for. And if your knee-jerk response is because of the money, I don't believe you. You need to try harder than that. Why are you doing this instead of something else? If you stopped doing this tomorrow and started on the thing you always wanted to do, would anybody die? Do you see many people starving to death on the streets of Britain in 2014? It's never been easier to start a business or a social enterprise or a round-the-world charity bike ride dressed as a banana. Life is scarily short. If you're north of 40, you'll know what I mean when I say that each year now seems to take less than 6 months to go by. If I fast forward the decade and a bit I've been in business into the future, I'll be approaching 70. It's definitely time to come off the treadmill and live out your reason why. Even Mr Spock would have to agree it's the logical thing to do. If you're stuck on a treadmill to nowhere, be very careful out there.
You can't keep the same mindset you've always had. If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. So it's time for change, and it's time for a change in mindset.